Good morning and welcome in for another video. Myself, Darren, HCV Class 1 driver here in the UK. And for today's little adventure, we are entering London. First two drops are on Cumberland Avenue, so that's good. They're both on the same road and I've been on both before. Second one isn't too bad. First one, it depends how much traffic is actual blocking the entrance to reverse into, because it can be quite a tight one. Third place, I've never been there before, but it's SW19. And then the last one is, I don't know if it's two different businesses, but they both say number 4. So I presume it's the same place, but two different business names. And that is in Croydon. Again, looks on Google Maps, doesn't look a fun place to deliver in. So wish me luck, will you? That's the trailer connected. Now we've got the lights on and the trailer is connected along with the leads. We're just going around double checking the tyres, make sure everything's okay. We've got good tread on there, like so. No damage to the side of the curtains. And all these little side markers are working, along with all the electrics on the rear. Got to make it nice and secure. Get the strap into there, and then just tighten that down nicely. Stock's all nice and secure for the road. The route we're going to be taking this morning is down the M6. We've got quite a bit of distance to cover. Go straight down the M6, jumping onto the M5 so we can avoid this area of Birmingham here. And then onto the M42, I do believe. And then down onto the M40, following this down. Is it the M40? Let's double check. Yes, the M40. I thought it was. So zoom out a little bit. Following the M40 all the way down, we're going to be taking our break around this region here at Beaconsfield services. Should get there within the 4.5 hours. And then following the A road right down, and then we're just going to come off over at this part here. It's right near the Park Royal. In total, it's 225 miles. You're looking at 5 hours drive. But before we go anywhere, we've got to do a quick little rejig of some of the pallets, so it's easier when I get to London. I can just open the curtain, offload from one side, because it's quite a busy road that we're going to be unloading them from. So luckily, Chris was on hand to save the day. A little bit of a change of plan. As you can see, the road is absolutely deserted, except for that one car. Where they come from. And I've taken the M6 toll road instead, and then I'm going to drop down towards straight onto the M42, that direction. So we're cutting out a lot of the Birmingham traffic, which was good. Traffic was starting building up, going towards Wolverhampton, the Hilton Park services, so we diverted past all of that. The problem is, it's about 17 quid to use the toll road, so it is quite expensive, but it beats all the traffic. So in the long run, it's probably worth it, isn't it? Straight down and through the toll road. You can reach anyway. Strange, wasn't accepting it at first. Anyways, where the wacky races start. Everybody just coming from every direction to try and merge into 3 lanes. Need some better lighting around here though. Acceleration, and just like that, we are now over at Beaconsfield services. So it's a little bit hit and miss here for the parking. Can get really busy. To the point where I've actually had to stay just by these rocks here on the right hand side. think they were doing quite a lot of work though, to be fair, at that time. I think they're trying to make extra spaces maybe. That looks alright, not too bad. Yeah, there's plenty of space there. Let's spin it round. Now coming at a good angle, try and get a good space. Yeah, they're waiting for the cars. Little tour of the car park. Perfect. A little bit easier than reversing, isn't it, if you just drive around. On the outskirts of the capital now, not too far from London centre. I say not too far, I'm probably about 8 miles still out if I travel down here. Travelling down the A40 at the moment. I'm 4.5 miles away from the first delivery point, and it's pretty much just off the A40. And it's not too busy around here today. It's normally a little bit more busier last time I've come down here. Maybe all the extra charges that London Mayor have thrown out at the moment is probably preventing a lot of people either driving in or companies making deliveries into London. I know personally, if I owned my own business, I probably would not accept any deliveries going into London, but that's my personal opinion, because all the charges, I think they're a little bit too much now. You get fines left, right and centre, you can't park up anywhere, you've got double reds everywhere you go. And then again, with emission charges, etc., weight limits, just make it more and more difficult, aren't they? Especially for the trucks to get in and out. But at the end of the day, it's the truckers what keep the country running, so we need to get access. Overall though, traffic's been really good today, hasn't it? I can't remember if I told you the time or not, but it's just gone 10:30. And there's 5 pallets to get dropped off at the first client, and then 5 at the second client. And they are only about 200 yards away from each other. I'm going to drive past it on this side first, just so I can get a good little idea of what the road's looking like before coming down to reverse onto it. Luckily there's a roundabout on either side. So where this truck's parked now, that's where I need to go shortly. That's job number 2. My word, I've got to be honest with you, I don't miss London, I really don't. It's just absolute chaos, isn't it? Hopefully they've got enough space to get past. Pardon?
It's all jammed up, I know you'll get through.
Oh. Yeah, it's just telling me they might struggle to get through. It's all jammed up. And it's all jammed up right where I need to get in. Oh, this is going to be a headache, really is. Where these grey vans are at the moment, I need to try and put the front end into there so I can reverse it. Well, it's London for you, isn't it? Nobody wants to give way. And it's all happening right where my delivery point is. Just make sure that truck's got enough space to get past. The whole place is just gridlocked. Right then, my biggest problem now is I've got to reverse into the left hand side where that shipping container is. Oh, they've got two shipping containers there. I'm going to see if they can drop it off the yard here if I turn around and park it across this. Luckily there's just enough space for trucks to get past. I'm parked here, enough for a pram, and I'm going to see if they can offload me on side on. The joys of London, my friends. Now I just need to get back out onto the main road, drive right down there. There's a roundabout, park up for 5 minutes, come back, and hopefully I can reverse in. Got the hazard lights on, go dip it in, get a good swing. And then got to be careful of the car that's on the passenger side. Not a lot of space. Go on that side. Yep, cheers mate. I've got a very small yard as well. And luckily I've got the guy outside kind of directing traffic a little bit, telling them all to stop so we can get back out. All them vans to the left hand side that you see, and all the cars, they're all going to Every. So there's a little Every business unit down there, and it's just mental. It really is. Now it's just getting down past all of these cars now. As soon as these two go, put my foot down and get through it all. He says. got to drive a certain way when you're in London, especially if you're in a truck. Just got to be that little bit more aggressive, not overly aggressive, just that little bit more. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Still thank everybody. And then hazard lights on, and then this is job number 2 here now to the left. We'll park up here, and the guy comes out on the forks. If you ever make deliveries in London, always lock your truck as well. The thing you want is either your phone or your sat nav or any belongings getting stolen. And this is pretty much why I needed the pallets moved around this morning. That's 10 pallets and 2 deliveries completed. Next job is only 14 miles away, and it's Wandsworth. So it's pretty much the other side of London from where I am now. I'm not too sure if this is the best way to go, but it's the most direct route. I can't really remember too much of London. I know the sat-nav likes to take me towards Hammersmith and Kensington, then cross over, I think it's this bridge over here. But I'm going to try it at a different angle, so I'm not going towards the city centre as much, just in case there's any farmer protests or anything else that's going on at the moment. So I'm trying to stay around the outsides as much as possible. 14 miles and 1 hour drive according to the sat-nav. Might be a little bit longer than that, I think. And this is why when you're planning a route, if you're delivering in London, try to take your breaks before actually entering anything towards the capital. Because I've got 4 hours of driving time left now, and that should get me from one side to the other side and head where it needs to do in London, and then get back out before I need to take another break. For this little turn in the road, I need to take up both lanes, right indicator keeping on, big swing around, and then down the A40. My current thinking and plan of action is, if I stay on to the Northern Circular, the 406, it should hopefully be quite big roads for the truck to drive down for the access, and also I'll be missing the 20 miles per hour zones as well, because that slows down loads. Got the street beggars there going door to door with the little cup. Fancy getting stuck behind the bus, but at the same time I'm not going to be squeezing myself into a tight gap. Just hoping it stays as 2 lanes when they do decide to stop at the next stop. A little bit like so. I'm staying on 406 for the next 2.5 miles. I don't think I've ever actually drove down this part of the circular route. I've been most parts of London before, delivering with the truck. Overall, it's not really been that bad, to be fair. I always say Birmingham's worse than the actual capital centre. I've drove through Notting Hill, that was by mistake, but I still drove through Notting Hill. Luckily Notting Hill Carnival wasn't on, so that could have been a little bit tricky driving through some of them tight streets. Got merger lanes now, haven't we? So just get in the middle, taking up both lanes. That way it's not too much of a tight squeeze when I come to the point of 2 lanes becoming 1. That's not. Just letting them pass. Cheers, mate. Woo! Is that Mr. Vose that let me past? And it looks like they're actually stopping all the tipper trucks and the skip wagons as well. Got another little merger point. It's the bikers what you need to be careful of as well driving around London, especially little mopeds. Bloody crazy some of the drivers on the little mopeds around here. Just bombing in and out of all the traffic. I've not missed out on the 20 miles an hour zones, however, nice big open road still. So I'm on the A205 at the moment. And I was a little bit worried just then because I didn't know if there was going to be a low bridge coming up ahead or anything. So there's a couple of signs saying like 7 ton weight limit this way, low bridge this way, something else this way. I'm like, oh my god, which way do we go? Is my sat-nav okay to go this way? Oh. Now the trailer is 14.8, but I have the sat-nav programmed in for 15 foot. I always like to give myself that little bit more leeway on the bridges. Looks like I've got to go this way anyhow. Slowing down, make sure there's enough room for me to get through first. Nice and tight little bollards. Let's take it nice and slow.
Side pedestrian.
I hope this is the right way to go. I mean, there's other trucks in front of me, so that's got to be a good sign, right? Man, I would hate to live in the city centre, or even the capital, shall I say. Right, 7.5 ton is going that way. Am I best going right down to the end and coming back on myself? Possibly. The sat-nav wants me to do a left, but I think that's now a 7.5 ton limit. I really need to get the sat-nav updated, don't I? Right, if I carry on straight down here, I'll come to Richmond. That's a real nice pub actually, Maids of Honour. I like it, it's got a good feel to it. If I go straight down here, it should come up to Richmond. So I was driving past Kew Gardens. I believe that's what it's called. Then I should be able to hit a left. To then go back up to where I need to go. Towards Wandsworth. I need to try and get over. Wait for this car to get past. Time, mate. Thank you. So now we're going to be following for the South Circular route, A316. Yep, never been this part of London before.
Side pedestrian.
If you wonder what that beeping is, it's the little cameras what are on the passenger side of the truck, and it covers the whole length of the passenger side, which is really good, especially when you're doing blindside manoeuvres. and just keeping an eye on your blind spot really is really helpful. So I'm going to be taking up both lanes here at the moment. Left indicators staying on, and I'm just going to take it nice and wide. Oh, that's a nice Lamborghini, isn't it? Lovely. One day, Darren. Keep telling myself, one day. You never know what's around the corner, may win the lottery. What's the speed down here now? Is it 20 miles per hour still, or is it 30? So I'm doing 20, and these two cars are losing me. Can't see any signs. Ah, there we go, 30 miles per hour. Let's get the foot down a little bit. Just got to keep an eye on all these parked cars as well when you're driving down. Make sure they don't either reverse out or they're overhanging that little bit. You might just give it a little knock. To be honest, I feel like I've taken the right route to get down here instead of actually following the sat nav the way it originally wanted me to go, through Hammersmith and whatnot. Aim in the game when you're doing class 1 is try and stick on the bigger roads. There's no point making it hard for yourself. Go mate, niggle your way out. No point blocking a junction if we can let people out, keep the traffic flow. Let's move over, nice and early, 400 yards. We'll be doing a right turn. For the A205, and that should take me straight down to where I need to go, pretty much anyhow. Quite a tight right turn, so again I'm using both lanes. Just taking up as much space as I need. Right indicator on. Yeah, it's quite a tight right turn here, isn't it? Back onto 20 miles per hour roads. I feel like I've been on this road before, but coming from the opposite direction or turn left onto this road. I feel like I've done it quite a few times. It does look familiar, this part. To be fair, like I said before, I have drove quite a few times in London now. ideally need both lanes for this bit, but might be able to swing it out a little. Because if they don't cut the corner, that is anyway. Still got 6 miles left to go. Making pretty good progress. And it's just approaching 12 o'clock now. Quite a few parking bays around here, to be fair. Just go hang fire, let the G4S pass. Really need to be careful of these yellow boxes. They're pretty much everywhere. I'm not too sure if I've just got a ticket. Because I'm trying to space myself, and well, the situation is that I've just gone on, it was a yellow box, and then it was the little wavy lines for the crossing ahead, and then as I've gone through, a pedestrians came, pushed the button for the stop, so then I've had to stop because there's red lights to let the pedestrian through, and then the back axle was just on the checkered box, and it's like, what you meant to do there? It's next to impossible for a vehicle this size to get through that bit without touching it, a slight bit in the yellow box. Can I do what you can though? Well, this is going to be fun. I need to try and make my way to the other side. Because the amount of cars what are coming past and it's all backed up to traffic, might be a little bit difficult. Luckily, the van driver on my right hand side was gonna let me through. To be fair, I probably needed these lights to actually change. So it free up a little bit of space up front for me to try and get in. So thank you very much, van driver, for holding back. Whereas 9 out of 10 other cars in London would have just cut me up and left me in the middle.
Side pedestrian.
Oh, I was tight. Right, 15-foot bridge, we're okay for that, so I don't need to worry for the height. So we're 14.8. So you got to always make sure you got the right ride height for what trailer you're pulling, and always have your suspension set as well. Sometimes you might have a heavy load, and the air suspension lifts it up a couple of inches, maybe 6 inches. That can make a difference when it comes to a low bridge. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of quiet moments as well whilst I'm driving around, especially in cities, because my eyes are scanning literally everywhere. I'm looking at all the pedestrians, make sure nobody's running across. I'm reading all these signs to the left, to the right, low bridge signs, weight limit signs, times that you can enter this area. So believe it or not, there are limits, and you do get a fine if you are in a, for an example, a 40-ton truck or anything over 7.5 ton, and you're driving around before 7 AM I think it is, and after 10 PM, I could be wrong about the times, but you can get fines as well for driving in certain areas. It's silly that, isn't it? So you can't make a night delivery to some places. East Putney Station, just driving past. Oh, there you go. 9 PM to midnight you can't drive around this area. And then midnight to 7. Oh, I'm indicating, I don't need to indicate around this. I've been on this road quite a few times. Let's keep to the right. Well, it does get a little bit tight in a minute. Wandsworth Mills. That's going to be a big one by the looks of it. Big apartment block here on the right hand side. Just keeping an eye on the passenger side. And I just need to be careful here as well. Don't take it too tight on this corner so the trailer doesn't cut. There we go, we're turning right and then the first left. Again, I'm just going to take a little bit of the left lane here as well. Just take it up both lanes, nice and wide. Last minute turn, go. And then same again for this one. Keep it in the middle of both lanes. A little bit more to the right though, and we need to swing it to the left. Take it right round.
Side pedestrian. Side pedestrian.
Very tight.
Side pedestrian.
And just in case you're wondering, yes, that alarm thing has been going off non-stop for about an hour and a half. It was a little bit tight around here. Hopefully there's enough space at the end to turn around. I hope there's enough space. Oh, a lot of untaxed vehicles then, wasn't there? I think 2 or 3 of them. Little wheel clamps on. Now, I have been this one before, and if I remember correctly, it's a little bit tight to do a reverse into it. On your phone, mate? Not paying attention? Well, you've got to love London, haven't you? Especially these small industrial estates. looking for KFSD. And if I remember correctly, it's one of these businesses here on the left. Yeah, number 67, perfect. Oh, it's a little bit tight there. This business here, that little one there on the left hand side, that's where I need to go to. Let's try and turn it round first. And then I'll switch the camera to the side and then I'll reverse it back into that yard. But it might be easier just to turn it around using this little space that I've got. My word, it's tight this. The only problem is I've got this little van now, it's parked up, blocking the swing that I need. Right, okay, we're around. Let's let all the traffic past. And once they get all past, I'm going to then reverse it back down into that little yard, hopefully. So here we go. A little bit of sign language there. Generally, chaos. Now it's very tight on the passenger side. Woohoo! Because now I've got cars right across the way from me as well. Right across the junction. straighten up a little bit. Thanks, mate. Bye, bud. Careful of the barbed wire. There's a back door tip this, but I've got to jump up with the pump truck. That's all done, one more to go. Next job is 5 miles away over in Croydon. Do you mind cameras? As you can see, what I need to do is go down towards Milton and then follow it down. Hopefully it's good sized roads and I'm to Croydon. And that's the little car I was talking about before. It was kind of in the way when I needed to straighten up the trailer with the unit. Rightio then, which way to go? Gonna be following it A218 now. Just about to say perfect, I can just get past them all. It's alright, it's parking up. Careful he doesn't come back out. Okay, I could go straight down to get out the estate. I didn't think I could. I thought it was only by the right turn where I came from. Keep to the side a little bit more, please, mate. Thank you. Cheers, bud. Thank you. Oh, there's another one of these rest and waste. So they've got 3 sites down this one road, by the looks of it. Give him a flash, let him past. Not a lot of space at all. As soon as we get to the bigger roads, the better. No, chokes on some of that. My word. It's alright, mate, don't worry. causing chaos, then roadworks down there. 4-way lights as well. Still got 4 miles left to go. Because the sat nav would take about 20 minutes or so to get there. I can't remember last time I came down to London, to be honest. Just thinking to myself just then, that has been a while. It's a nice little bike. Right, what's the speed limit down here as well? I need to make sure if it's a 20, I'm keeping to 20 miles per hour. Can't see any signs saying 20 at the moment. But I'm just going to stay around 20 miles per hour mark anyway, just be on the safe side. Ah, yeah, there we go, 20 miles per hour. Now, this one looks a fairly tricky right turn to do. It's very narrow, as you can see, and I need to make sure when I'm doing the right turn the trailer doesn't cut the corner and hit any of these lights. Perfect. Following down the A236 now. I've not got a clue where I'm going, I've never been at this part. We're in a lot of new places today. Different routes through London. We managed to arrive and roll in one piece. However, a little bit of a problem. I'm currently parked up on the side of the road behind this fella, and over there behind this truck, right there at back, there's another 2 in front of him, and then we're all queuing up to get inside that building there. So I could be parked here on double yellows, waiting to get in. Fingers crossed the ticket warden doesn't turn up, and we make the delivery. Before I do forget as well, I want to give a nice little shout out to one of my subscribers, Martin. Congratulations, mate, on passing your class 1. All the best to the future. Perfect. Just been down to the little gatehouse because I'm after this guy, and she goes, just come around, it'll be all right, because you're not actually delivering to our business, but there's one of the businesses within the business, if that makes sense. There's about 14 businesses, she said, within their gates. So I'm going down to someone else, get offloaded straight away, winning. Now this is a little bit chaotic. Got the forklift drivers flying around. I've got to try and angle it in between all the trailers. I'm going to let the forklift guy do what he's doing first so he can get out of the way safely. Careful not to catch any of the trailers or the units. And we're delivering to this company here on the right. So I'm going to be blocking the whole yard now. Yeah, mate. Just like everywhere else in London, this place is chaos. That is all the deliveries now completed for 2:30. So I've done that in pretty good timing, to be fair, since we're down in London. And I'm just waiting for a phone call now back from the office to see where I'm going to be going for tomorrow. So I've got a collection, I think it's planned for tomorrow morning. So I need to try and find somewhere to park up for the night. Hopefully it's more like the Midlands or Oxford area for the collection, so we can get a nice little head start up north. But we'll wait and see. The job for tomorrow morning is 84 miles away, and it's about 2.5 hours drive. But it's in Milton Keynes, which is good. So what I need to do is make my way over to the M25 ring road, follow it up, and I'm going to stop over for the night at Toddington services, which is near Luton. And then it's only like half-hour drive in the morning then to get there. So if we leave for about 6:45, get there for 7:30, because that's what time it's booked in for. I do, however, only have 1 hour and 20 minutes left before I need to take a break. Luckily, it's only a 15-minute break I need, so I can cover the working time directive, so it's a nice and easy break to take. I'm going to take a break on the way up to Luton, 15 minutes, and then carry on the journey. Driving time shouldn't really be a problem, because I don't think I've been driving 4.5 hours yet. If you think London was bad before, it's even worse now. The school kids are just running across green lights. Literally had 4 of them nearly run out in front of me. Not even looking. So I'm in a place called Purley at the moment. Purley, and it's narrow little roads. And lots of yellow boxes everywhere, in between lots of different traffic lights. So you need to be very careful not to have the back end sticking out. I need to go to the right, so I need to stay on this direction. Now it's M25 diverted traffic over there. Is that something to do with the way I'm going towards the M25? No, I don't think it is. I can see another sign over there saying diverted traffic on the other side of the roundabout where I'm going towards. Again, just taking up 2 lanes as I go around this corner, just so it's not too tight for me trying to get around. But I'm keeping mainly in the left hand side. There we go, keep it towards the left. Nice big lanes now. So it's coming up to 3 o'clock now. Depending on traffic, I should be parked up for around 4:30 over at Toddington services. So that's a good time to park up for the night. And I can just put my feet up, chill out, play the Xbox, have some dinner. Not too sure what I'm having yet. And then continue the vlog for tomorrow. So it's going to be one of the mega vlogs again, probably about 1.5 hours long. I don't think you guys want it over 2 hours. I think that might be a little bit too long. So I'll try and do it for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, just so it's not too bad for you. Just thought to myself then as well, if I keep doing vlogs for like 1.5 hours long, I'm going to have more content time wise on my YouTube channel than the West Wing TV series, which has been on for like 10 years. Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? It's literally a length of a film. And you guys are loving it, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support. If you've got any questions about the vlogs or HGV driving, let me know down below and I'll try my best to answer as much as I can. And I'm sure if I can't answer it, one of our great subscribers will be able to help you as well. It's a fantastic little community we've got growing as well. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Ring that bell so you get notifications when we go live. And I do normally upload Monday to Friday, unless every so often where like today, I'm going to be missing a day so you can get an extra long one. But again, thank you. That's a 15-minute break taken care of. Now it gives me 1 hour and 25 minutes of driving time to reach our destination for the night, which is going to be Toddington services. Time is now 5 to 4, and this is the overspill car park for the trucks. Not really too sure which service station I'm at, to be honest with you, but it's a busy one, that's for sure. It's like 3 or 4 different parking areas for the trucks, which is good really, because the outskirts of London, that's what you need. Need more truck services. I can't even see the name of this place actually. It's the big extra one anyway, on the M25 near Slough and Gatwick, around that way. Just make sure I'm going the right way, so don't check the sat nav. Don't want to be driving around the wrong way on the M25, do we? No, at 4 o'clock. 25 minutes left on the driving time, so hopefully I can make it to the services in time. Well, I've got about 10 miles left to go. The traffic has been horrendous on the M25, and now on the M1 it's even worse. As you can see now, it's just 15 miles per hour stop start. Just a sea of red lights. I should just be able to make it, but it's cutting it fine, but there's no other services from one at the left until where I'm going to now. Well, or else I would have just pulled over on them instead. And the time is currently 5 o'clock. I really hate the M1, I really do. I've been doing stop start top end of 9 miles per hour for about an hour now. I just want to finish my shift and park up for the night, but the traffic is not letting me. I've got to 10 miles per hour now. Oh, just let me park up. And then back down to 6, great. There's got to be an accident up here anyway, because it's taken, oh, from that last services to, I'm just coming up towards Luton, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So that's not good. Finally arrived at the services, a little bit later than ever, eh? And that was probably one of the hardest reverses I've had to do in a long time. Today's reverse into the yards of all the tight places in London was very easy compared to just now, because the Amazon driver there, he's on break, there's no parking spaces, so I've had to come up, and it's like, you can't get the angle, it's just a pain in the ass. Literally, like 5 minutes to try and get in. Let's open the back doors, so they know it, nothing is in there if they come to steal or anything. Pesky thieves. And then lock that with my arm so that doesn't flap about, and we're good for the night. Right, let's pay for the parking. That's the parking paid for, and I've also got a food voucher now as well. In the end, gone for a KFC, only cost me £1. Got to say, a little bit disappointed in myself in a way, because I'm meant to be trying to eat a little bit healthier, but however, after doing 14 hours, been up since 3 o'clock this morning, 6 o'clock now, I think I deserve it. Back to the truck we go. Stick that night heater on. And finally, let's get nice and cozy in here and close the curtains. That's a bit better. Unfortunately, due to the traffic, I've had to do a manual printout, and on the back of it I've wrote, accident M1 caused 40-minute delays. Because I've gone over my driving hours by about 10 or 15 minutes, unfortunately, but this was the next safe place to stay. Yeah, I should have been here a good hour before my time runs out, but unfortunately with traffic, everything what happened on the M1 today, didn't quite turn out like that, unfortunately. So I'll keep this with me now for 28 days. If I get pulled over, I've got a record of it, and also I need to give it to the office as well and then sign the infringement. Have a nice little catch up with little man on FaceTime. Who's more interested in sitting there playing his iPad instead of actual paying attention to his dad. It's good to see that he missed me.
You can have me instead.
Yeah.
I'll be back to Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh, hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
You want to be?
This is what I got to put up with. And now the vlog's been edited for today. Time to play the Xbox for the rest of the night. Now I don't have to be up until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is good. Be on the road for about 6:30 and then get there for 7 o'clock. I think it's 7:30 booking time, but if we get there a little bit earlier, it's for the best. And then hopefully, nice and easy drive all the way back up north and then finish the day. Good morning. At least there's space for me to actually try and get out. Good morning. Not bad sleep. Now it's time just to do my little teeth, have a wash, get myself sorted out for the day. And thankfully, these services have their own little wash facilities out the way as well. So you don't have to go to the main toilets. It's a little section you come down. You have showers just down here and then wash area. Just before we hit the road, back door is closed. Just making sure there's no damage to the tyres. Not picked up a nail while I was driving around. And the curtains are all okay. Fuel tank looks like it's okay as well, not being tampered with. What an absolute nightmare. I've just spilt my coffee and it's gone all over the side. I'm absolutely gutted about that, I really am. I had 2 sips out of it and it had all gone and there's about 2 sips left. Nearly £3 for 4 sips of a coffee. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go back to get another one because there's a bit of a queue there now, so let's hit the road. And I'll just have to make one when I get there. So we should be arriving in about 30 minutes, 16 miles away. And we're just continuing up the M1 over to Milton Keynes, coming off, going over about 15 roundabouts. And then it's just by the A5 on the other side. Arrived now at the first job, got booked in. However, it's 7:05 now, but it's not open until past. So he's let me in the yard, so that's all right. I parked a bit of an angle. As soon as they're ready, I can then reverse onto their little loading bay and then get loaded. For this morning, we've actually got 2 collections from Milton Keynes area, because this one is only like 8 pallets or so, and then we're collecting a couple more pallets from over this way. And it's not too far from where I am now. It's only up the road, which is good. First thing in the morning to wake you up, a nice tight reverse. This is the space I've got on the passenger side to try and swing it round. And that's where I need to get into, where that cone is. And where the cone is, there's a bit of a drop there. So I need to be careful. Keep it on this side of the cone. Pretty much jackknifing it in. Straightening the cab up. Try and go down nice and slow so it doesn't bang it too much, cause damage to the trailer or anything. Whoa! Not too bad for the first thing in the morning. Now let's try and get off the bait. I've got to reverse it back a little bit, I can't even get the swing. That's how tight it is. And I just need to park it up just here for now. So reverse it back a little bit so cars can still get in and out. before I need to go anywhere, I need to undo the straps, do the internal straps on the inside, secure the load, and then do the back door. To get ourselves back to the yard is 154 miles, and we're looking at about 3.5 hours to get there. Oh, nearly a bit of a crash then. It's like WS driver was reversing out a little bit, and this little van was a little bit impatient. I do like the colour scheme on the WS trucks. They are nice. Cheers, mate. My little butty wagon there. Quite tempting to get a bacon butty, I'm not gonna lie, I'll spam an egg on toast. I'm trying to stay healthy though. I'm kind of trying and doing the meat diet again. It's not too strict carnivore wise, but I'm just trying to cut out most carbs. It's like bread, pasta, etc. I'm trying to stick to like fish, meat, eggs. I'm okay with dairy, so I'm not going like too strict. Okay, don't let me out. Thank you. Traffic report then. And then straight across, following for the A5, going past the stadium. Fairly big stadium actually, isn't it? I'm not too sure what division Milton Keynes are in. I'm going to say Division 1 maybe? It's a nice stadium. Alright, then we're going to jump onto the A5, following the A5 up for a couple of miles. Not too far, probably about 2 or 3 miles. Then coming off, and then we should be at our location for the second collection. Just arrived now at the IO centre. Luckily, I've actually been here before, so I know exactly where I need to go, because the postcode takes you down the left road before you enter this little industrial estate. Ah, they've actually got signs up now this time as well. They never used to. It's a little bit tight to get in, but it's not too bad. What I can do actually, I'm going to rob a little bit of space from the yard across the way and then just reverse it back. Perhaps make it nice and easy for myself. There's 8 pallets to collect from here. And we're taking these 8 to our yard over in Wigan. Just about to get onto the M1 northbound after travelling across 15, maybe 17 roundabouts to get here. I forget how many roundabouts there actually are in this place. Right, that van's going to push himself in. Yep, same for the car. Oh, mate, come on. That black car was nearly wrote off just then. Slow it down a little bit. Hopefully the M1's a little bit better now than what it was last night. Looks to be clear, which is good. And the way I'm going to go back to the yard, because of the time of the day, I'm going to go straight through Birmingham. It should be clear. By the time I get to Birmingham itself, I reckon it'll be about 10:15. Well, between 10 and 15 maybe. But it should be nice and clear. And it's going to be on the M1 for the next 32 miles. 11:15 now. Just travelling through Birmingham on the M6. Traffic is not too bad, to be fair. It's fairly busy, but it's still free flowing at 50 miles per hour, which is good. And I've got 82 miles still left to go before we're back at the yard. Due to get there in about an hour and 40 minutes, but I've got an hour and 34 minutes left on driving time. So I'm probably going to take a break around Keel services maybe. Then I'm going to cook some dinner up. Have my dinner and then continue the journey up north. We have a nice little old steam train here being transported. That looks really cool. Looks really old as well, doesn't it? Don't see many steam trains on the road, that's for sure. Just gone past Keel services on the M6, making pretty good timing at the moment. Currently 11:30. I'm going to pull over at next services. I think it might be Sandbach. Take the 45-minute break. And I've got 40 miles still left to go. So after taking a break, I think I'll be arriving for around 1:20, maybe 1:30 at our yard to get unloaded. Then I've got to make my way up to Blackburn, I think it might be. Yeah, up to Blackburn. Drop off the 14 pallets that I collected on the first collection this morning. And then I've got 12 pallets to collect from Chorley. And then drop that back off at Ashton, and then that should be me done for the day. Could be around maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock finish. It's about average really. Nice little 12-hour shift. And for today's lunch, nice big pork steak. Pan nice and hot. To help with the smoke, window open, sunroof open, window behind me open, blowers blowing that way, and got the towel underneath just so I don't get any oil or fats overspilling anywhere. So try and keep it all nice and contained. 10 minutes later, dinner is all ready to eat. And I know it looks a bit boring and a bit dry, but I'm currently on a meat diet, so this is what I'm just eating at the moment. Just exited the M6. I can't remember what junction this is actually. I was just trying to think to myself then. Wrong lane there, bud. I just pulled straight over, don't worry about indicating or anything. Surprised I stopped at the red lights. Round the corner now from the yard. I'm going to be getting dropped off 8 pallets. And then after the 8 pallets have been taken off, I'm going to carry on our journey up to Blackburn. I've not put it in the sat nav yet, so I'm not too sure how long it will take me. I'm reckoning about 50 minutes to get there. Maybe an hour and 10, between 50 and an hour and 10 probably. Give or take, depending on traffic. Go up there, unload the remaining 14 pallets, and then make the collection over at Chorley. It's not a million miles away from Blackburn, Chorley. fingers crossed when I get to the yard now, I can get in and out nice and easy. And then when I make the delivery in Blackburn, hopefully again that's going to be a quick turnaround. So the time is getting on a bit now. It's currently 1:20 coming up to. Luckily there was nobody in the queue to get unloaded, so I've gone straight round. I've got labels, got them sorted out. To get Blackburn from where we are now is 32 miles and it's just under a 1 hour drive. And because I've never been here before, I Google mapped it, but instead of actually using Google Maps, what I'd recommend you doing is using Google Street View or Google Earth, and then you can drop yourself down on like a little person onto the road, and then you can start looking around everywhere. You need to see what the access is like. Is it okay to get inside the yard? Can you see around okay? And unfortunately, in this case, I couldn't actually see the business that I'm looking for, but this is the street that I was trying to find. We've covered pretty much half of the country over the last 2 days, haven't we? Down in London yesterday, through the Midlands, stopped off at Luton last night, and then went to Milton Keynes this morning, up the M6 to Warrington, and now we're on the M65, just on the outskirts of Blackburn. Some of my mileage there as well. I've not worked it out yet. It's a good few hundred miles. Most likely near the 400 mile mark. I've got 5 miles left to go, talking about miles, and we should be there in the next 10 minutes. Just a couple of minutes off now. Half a mile to go. I'm still a little bit unsure about the place though that I'm actually going to. So when I checked on Google Maps, I couldn't really see anything. Especially for a wholesale place as well, they're normally quite big. But every so often you do get little ones, little back alley ones. Unfortunately, they do need their goods delivering to them as well. Looking for fast wholesale, but it's also got in brackets Atlas Works. So I'm not too sure what that's meant to mean. It's quite a busy road though, isn't it? So I might have to maybe reverse off this road down the street. Quite possibly. It's better than reversing onto this road, because I know for a fact none of these will stop. Come on, you're halfway out as it is, you might as well come across. Hazard lights on, pull over to the side, wait for it to be clear, and then down we'll go. A little bit easier, isn't it? and keep it over to one side. Got a car parked up, you see, on the passenger side, so I'm trying to stay away from that one. Let's have a walk down then, see what we can see. I know I can see a residential houses and kitchen and bedroom place down there. That's not what I'm looking for. I can't see anything here either. I'm just hoping it's not right down here, because if it is, I'm going to have to park up at the side and they're going to have to come down with a forklift if they got one. I mean, if they don't have one, then they've got to handball it off, because I haven't got a tail lift. Turns out that's the place I'm looking for. Our collection point on the way back to the yard is 17 miles away and it's over at Chorley. It should be a full load getting collected from here. I don't have a clue how he's managed to do it, but he's brought my fuel cap for the AdBlue. Luckily it is secure still, so it's not loose and no fluids go come out, but how has he managed to do that? I mean, how? It's flush. It really is. It's not like sticking out or anything, so I don't know how he's done it. Right then, got to ring up Chris, get one ordered, and hopefully we'll have one for tomorrow. That's the final collection done, and it's just hit 5 o'clock. So it might be a little bit of a late finish today, and I'm thinking around 6:30. So I've got to get back to the yard, unloaded. That's if there's not a queue. And then after I've been unloaded, I then got to drive back to Haydock to disconnect the trailer and park up the unit for the night. Just got to be careful with this little weighbridge. I hate driving on these things because it's so narrow. And if you're not perfectly straight on it, it's easily take your nuts off. As in the wheel nuts, that is. Back at the hub now to get unloaded, and the time is currently 10 to 6, and I am going to call it a day on the video. So if you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Tomorrow is a little bit of a later start as well, and I'm going to be a little bit more local, but however it's going to be a little bit of a later finish. I'm going to be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to be finishing for probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Which, I'll be honest with you, the missus isn't too happy with because it's Valentine's Day. I can understand where she's coming from as well. Even though we don't normally celebrate it, we don't really get a card for each other. But it's the first one as a married couple. You got to make the effort, haven't you? So have a great day, have a great week, stay safe, and as always, keep on trucking. Bye for now.